All right, infernal blessings, infernal greetings to all. Couple public service announcements, PSAs for everyone. Since this is also gonna be shared on YouTube, so everybody look your best. Anyways, all right, first of all, September, new month is around the corner. There is a couple new things coming down beginning in September. The Necromancy class begins in September. Now, for all those in here and those that will watch this later on YouTube, this is not your everyday average fluffy ass necromancy. This is some shit that will open you up, bring you into a death current that's rarely ever encountered by people because they only go so far, and open gateways and doorways that you must be ready for. So the Necromancy class will begin in September. I have to post the tier, but the Necromancy class will deal with demons. We'll go a little more insight into blood magic and how to use it in necromancy. It will go into experiencing your own death, the death of yourself, and open certain portals and gateways that usually people are afraid to. But if you want to go darker, if you want to experience mastering yourselves and opening currents to certain forces and energies that are literally ferocious, but as a Black adept or practitioner on the left-hand path, you learn that these forces are something that you must confront and devour, not something to dance with and love and shake and hands and all the shit that people want to do and she's my mama now kind of shit. You might want to get into the Necromancy class. For those in the Vampire Magic class, the time has come. In September starts the Comedic Vampirism class. We will, in the Comedic Vampirism class, it's not just dealing with Kemet. We're also going to be dealing with the Sumerian vampirism. We're going to be dealing with the Indus Kush or Indian or Hindu form of vampirism. That as well is nothing to play with, because this is a chance for those who never really got the beginning parts of the vampire class, although it's on here. And in the Vampire Magic class that we have now, you can go back and get that. This is an opportunity for you to learn a whole nother level of things when it comes to vampirism. So this Comedic Vampire class is essentially for those who are deciding to go on with the vampirism and to be eventually initiated. When the Comedic Vampire class is over, that's when the initiations will begin for those who want to join the Black Serpent clan, which is the coven of the Vampiric Coven. For those who just wanted the knowledge of the Vampiric class, you stay in the class you are currently in. We'll finish up that class before the end of the year. You'll get the knowledge and you could be on your way if you're not interested in being a part of the coven. So therein in September, we'll begin Comedic Vampirism for those who really are serious about being initiated on the vampiric current and see it to fulfillment, to meet these undead gods and open the death current even more. So those who are really serious about the death current and want to learn more and really open that doorway, Comedic Vampirism starts September, and you leave the old vampire class, join the Comedic Vampire class. Now, that's for those who want to be initiated. For those who just want to take the class to get some information, knowledge, and YouTube land, you can take that class as well. Just know at the end, you may be asked if you want to continue forth in the coven or not. that's your choice at that moment. But those who really want to be a part of this coven, the Black Serpent clan, the time has come where we're gonna cause the shift from the vampire class and now to the final class to prepare for that journey. But anybody can join that class if you're still really serious about vampirism. We're just coming from a Kemetic perspective, Indian perspective, some call it Hindu, whatever, Dravidian, whatever you want to call it. That perspective and the Sumerian perspective of vampirism. So the current is very dark. Is very, you either get devoured on that current or you devour, period. All right, so those two classes will be starting in September. All right, Necromancy class, the Kemetic Vampirism class will be starting in September. If you know, like I know, and you love vampirism, you'll do what you got to do. You'll know what to do. And if you love necromancy, or you want to know more about the death current, if you're a Sith or whatever else, you'll know if you want to, you know what to do. It's up to you though, what you do after that. All right, so I'm gonna make these announcements again at the end of the class, but I'm gonna repeat it now one more time. Also, as I know of, as of right now, the Journey of the Black Adder Conference is still taking place at the end of October. It's still going to be face-to-face, but I'm going to reconfirm again with Brother Beniti to make sure that it's still happening due to all this stuff going on in the world. So I'm just going to reconfirm with him and post an announcement on Patreon for that. All right. If any of you all have ever had problems with Patreon, with customer service of Patreon, with being able to process your payments correctly, or you signed up for the annual and they still charging you monthly and never took out the large lump sum that they're supposed to at the beginning, please let me know. Because I'm not aware of these things. I can only see who's in the class. I can only see the membership. And I don't know if you're having problems. Address it with me, and then we can address it with Patreon. Someone did address with me, and I'm glad and I'm grateful that she did, because I was unaware of that. But I then gave her the contact information today to who to contact, speak to address that situation. Because let me give you this. Also, a little quick information. The reason I haven't started my own independent website, and I probably won't, is too much. It takes too much time, too much maintenance, and sometimes it could be more costly than just utilizing Patreon. That's why I haven't gone forth, and I'm not going to. I'm gonna utilize Patreon to the very end of my last breath, if I'm still teaching at that time. All right. So just for y'all to know, some of y'all wanted to do the annual at one time. It's up to you now if you want to do it. Okay, because I'm not going nowhere. I'm stay on Patreon. I just don't have time to do all that extra hassle and all that extra finances and all that extra shit that comes with running a website. Nah, sorry, nope. So I'm learning more about Patreon, and I'm speaking, to more of the other Patreon creators and different things to become better at using this. So eventually I'm gonna have a live stream through Patreon that utilizes Vimeo. I think it's Vimeo. It's like a YouTube, but they do live streaming and it's secure, so only Patreon members will ever get on it. Not like YouTube. If I was to do a live stream and only invite Patreon members, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will eventually get on that live stream. Not happening. So I'm not dealing with nonsense. I did that before. Nope. So I'm gonna start live streams through Vimeo eventually. Also, another announcement. I'm going to start doing exclusive rituals. What does that mean? Well, for those who wanted to learn how to do death rituals, in addition to the Necromancy class, you'll learn how to do that. I'm gonna do exclusive rituals, meaning it's only 5 people. There's gonna be a certain monetary fund, monetary amount, and it's gonna be like a one-time class. So in other words, I'm gonna do a live ritual with you. I will tell you everything you need. We're gonna do the ritual together. So that day forth, you know how to do it. but it's shit I never teach to the public and probably never will. So I'm gonna do these exclusive rituals. You'll get an advertisement or an announcement when it's about to come down. I'm only taking 5 people. So if you miss it that month, when I offer it again the next month, try to sign up. Because I'm opening this to everybody. I'm going to do these exclusive rituals, money magic, love, all that shit that I normally don't do. I'm gonna show y'all how to do that shit left hand pathway, but it's gonna be exclusive. Okay? So there goes with the announcements. All right. The discussion for this evening. Are you devouring the gods or being devoured? I would safely say that a lot of people are being devoured. Sorry, but not sorry. A lot of people are being devoured. One thing, and I've had discussions with Brother Demetrius and some other brothers and sisters that belong to temples and other temples and things like that. Some of us have noticed this weakness that a lot of people still have in the left-hand path. What is that weakness? They still choose to worship. They still choose to externalize their power or give it away. And it's become more prevalent in the left-hand path because a lot of people have left religion and came strictly into the left-hand path without journeying through the occult at all. And that could be harmful to people because they're bringing that religious or Judeo-Christian Islamic mentality into this work, which is a mentality of externalizing and worshiping something outside of yourself. Let me let this be known now. This work, especially through Comedic Vampirism, Necromancy Class, and these other exclusive rituals and shit like that, you're going to find out something. And I'm sharing it this evening. That's why I did this video. I'm doing this class. When you're going to have to understand that when you're doing your rituals, it's not about groveling, being so, oh, I love you, Lilith, and all this kind of nonsense that's going on in the left-hand path today. Some of these forces, whether you want to call them deities, dark gods, whatever, don't like you. And the only reason they allow you or basically bring forth this ideology of you groveling and worshiping in front of them is because they feed off you. They're devouring you. See, that is where people forget. You know, these people love to use these memes where their hands together and they're praying. Yeah, that's nonsense. Because while you're over here praying, someone's praying on you. But it's not P-R-A-Y, they're P-R-E-Y on you. They're preying on you. And these gods and goddesses and demons that people love to just grovel and worship on this path are literally devouring you as we speak. It is not about being sweet and nice to Lilith, and she's going to give me favors for that. For that, you should have stood in Islam, Christianity, or Judaism and fucking worship the God, the false God, the blind God, the idiot God, the fake God, and just stayed over there if you're going to bring that mentality over here. You literally have to understand these guys, some of these dark guys don't and will never like human beings. Why would they? Why would they want to share a position of power? If they have a position of power over you and you still have this mentality to worship and you start to awaken to the reality that you are worshiping and then you start to try to devour them, they're not going to play nice. It's literally a war sometimes. It's literally a war with some of these demons and gods. When you go deeper into the abyss, when you open that death current more, you will face a confrontation with these dark gods or demons. And at that moment, you either get devoured or you devour. You either devour or get devoured. And that, unfortunately, a lot of us still have that programming of religion inside of us, where we feel like, oh, I still want to, I have to be so sweet and nice and respectful of, let's say, Baal. Baal's a war god. You don't think that Baal will go to war with you at any second? Of course, Baal would go to war with you at any second. So you must be beaten to submission by Baal by being taught to fear the power of Baal or Baal. And therefore, many people in the left-hand path are afraid to confront Baal. So they always stay in a position of subservience, of being a servant and asking for favors. But then they forget the principle that I am the only God that is. And even some people in the left-hand path, I've said that shit to them before, and they acted like they was Christians and like I was speaking heresy and blaspheming some shit. Like it was blasphemous for me to say, no, I'm not worshiping Baal. I'm not fucking groveling and bowing to Baal and asking for favors. I could have just stayed in religion for that same stupid thing to occur. I'm going to war within myself to master, overcome my weaknesses, devour the weaknesses that are still inside of me, destroy the bullshit that I've lived so long in my life, and completely transform myself and reach apotheosis, self-deification, for me to give it right back up to that same bullshit mentality that people are still still pushing in the left-hand path. This shit is ridiculous. Oh, you gotta respect the demons and the deities because they will fuck you up. Yeah, and I fuck them up too. What do you think? You're not as powerful as them? This is the bullshit that has to stop in people's minds. They're so afraid. They're taught fear of the demons, which is the same shit you're taught in Christianity. Fear God. Fear God. But then they tell you God is a God of love. Well, which one fucking is it? I'm supposed to fear this God, or am I supposed to love this God because he or she loves me? This shit is retarded. Wake the fuck up, people. Stop worshiping. You are a God in your own right. And you're becoming more conscious, more aware of it. And as you become more conscious and aware of it, you start to realize that the same power these guys have when you're working or walking through the gateways or the tunnels of Set or the cliffa of whatever cliffa it is, that you have the same power as these demons and dark gods. But you've been taught and beaten to submission to forget you have the same power. You've been taught to not realize your power and still put something above you. I don't care if you're working and walking through the cliffa. I don't care if you're working with demons. I don't care if you're working the vampire magic. If you still feel like something is greater than you, you still don't get it. You are great in your own right, and you are just as powerful when you start to realize you possess all the powers that we attribute to all these dark gods or demons. You possess that same power within you. If not, you possess even more power than some of these dark gods and demons. Do not forget that too. Some of you have more power than them. This is why they don't want to give up their throne and their seat. They don't want to just give it up so easily. They want to retain the position of power. They want to sit on that throne. which goes back to the old war in Kemet between Set and Asar. Set literally smacked the shit out of Asar and Heru and said, listen, I'm not bowing to none of you. I'm not getting with none of that bowing, that groveling, that worshiping. I'm not with that. I'm just as powerful, if not more powerful than you guys. Don't get it twisted. And because of that, Set was demonized and labeled all kinds of things so that people could stay away from that adversarial current of what the true adversarial current represents, which is power over self and being the master over yourself. So I have to vilify and demonize Thanos of the Avengers, when Thanos spoke more truth than these fluffy ass Avengers ever did. Oh, we were so sad when Tony Stark died, Iron Man. We're so upset and we're so caught up in the moment of the Avengers that we can't see Thanos was kicking facts. He said, you want to do this right, the right way? We need to eliminate half of this population the world over. Oh shit, oh no, people going to hissy fit. When you bring up death, people get retarded. Easiest way to control people. You want to know the simplest, easiest way to control people? The fear of death. Yeah, people will tell you, I don't fear death. And why the fuck you wearing a mask? The next fool who tells you they're not afraid of death, ask them why they're wearing a mask. Because I guarantee you the fools who say that a lot of times, I'm not afraid of death, are wearing a damn mask. So why are you wearing this damn thing if you ain't afraid of death? You would be without the mask, nothing, you ready to go. Yeah, okay, that's big talk. Big money talk when they say I'm not afraid of death. Yes, you are. That's why you masked up. Yes, you are. That's why you feel you need a vaccine, because you stopped trusting how powerful your immune system is. Now, I'm going to tell it like it is. Whether people agree with me or not, I don't give a fuck. There is no vaccine that can ever be as powerful as your immune system. If you just know how to jumpstart your immune system, there's no vaccine that can ever be as powerful as your immune system. Ever. And if you think so, you don't understand the power of you that you possess. You still think something or someone outside of you has to save you from death by giving you a vaccine. That's the same shit as religion. I still think or feel that Jesus or God has to save me from my own problems, my own weaknesses, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Same mindset. Same mindset still pervading and existing to this very day. It's just flipped because there's different variables in the picture now. It's your personal choice, in case people ever want to know and ask me, is your personal choice if you want to get vaccinated. I'm not never going to get vaccinated. And I said it right here, right now. I believe my immune system is the most powerful weapon as humans that we have for millions of years, have been fighting off diseases and viruses and things like that. The problem is when you eat like shit, your immune system gets weak. So if you do the right thing to your body, then the right thing will be an impenetrable immune system. It's your personal choice if you want to get vaccinated. But please do not try to play that game with me and try to say, I don't care about other people if I'm not vaccinated. Because you know what I'm going to tell you? You're damn fucking right. I don't care about other people. I care about me and my loved ones and the people that are in my classes, people like that. That's who I care about. The rest of y'all, I don't fucking know you personally. So if you want to do what you want to do, don't try to twist it and think I don't care because I'm not protecting you because I don't want to get vaccinated. No. Some of you motherfuckers need to die, and I'm going to just say that and leave it there. Anyways, so Devouring is a very potent aspect and a very potent weapon that you have to learn on this left-hand path. The Pharaoh Unas did it in the pyramid text. He devoured the gods and the power of the gods. Set did it. And you go through some of the annals of ancient Kemet, Set devoured the power of the gods too. Therefore he became the greatest of gods. And now you have to learn how to start devouring the gods. You have to learn how to start devouring. And I'm going to tell you where it first starts. Before you get that far, you have to learn how to devour your own bullshit. Because that's really where it starts. Devouring your own bullshit. See, because the way these dark gods and demons hold power over you is because they can expose your weakness. They see your weakness and therefore they use it against you. But if you're not doing the work, it's easy to control you and bring you under submission. But if you're doing the work on yourself and you're mastering and overcoming your weaknesses or transmuting them to be able to be utilized as strength, then guess what? There's not much I can figure out on how to devour you because your weaknesses you already devoured. There's not much. Now you're standing with this ultimate power too. And then therefore, you do some of this work. You got to realize at that moment, when you do some of this work, it's either that dark force in front of you, which is really happening in your mind, but it's playing out, is either going to devour you, or you're going to grab your ovaries and your testicles and you're going to stand up and you're going to devour it. It's not about violence, not about none of that. Some people that have known me can tell you, yes, I'm a passionate person. I'm a very caring person at the same time. As much as I don't care, there is people I do care for. And when I care, I really care. And some people can see that in me. I'm a very caring person. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing these classes. I'd be a selfish dude doing whatever I do to enjoy my life. But I care. I take time out of my schedule to assist those journeying this path. Because I didn't always have that assistance. The left-hand path is a solitary path overall. It can be a very lonely journey. And therefore, when you meet like-minded people on this path, and it's very rare because just because you're on the left-hand path does not mean you're like-minded. But there's still people on the left-hand path who believe what a lot of the media tells them. So don't get that twisted either. If you're like-minded and you come into these classes and other people's classes and how many groups or people or whatever you do on your journey, those that you become close to, hold on to them. Hold on to them because there's very few people that are really going to be like-minded, regardless if they're on this path or not. And listen. So when people say, okay, they sense something inside of me, yeah, I'm gonna tell you what they sense. If somebody try to hurt one of y'all, I'm gonna fuck them asses up because I don't believe in being Mr. Nice and turning the other cheek. But am I violent? Nope. Am I the aggressor? Nope. Have I ever put my hands on women? Nope. Not once in my life I ever put hands on women. I don't believe in that shit. I'm OG. I used to fuck niggas up for putting their hands on women. Me not doing it. That's it. What purpose would I serve putting my hands on women when I can be possibly stronger than this female? In today's world, you don't fucking know. Some of these women will slam you quicker than you can slam them. It's not even worth that shit. But what I am is very protective about the people I roll with and people trying to violate and hurt them. That's when I become violent and will fuck people up when they cross that line. Do I aggress? Am I the aggressor, antagonizer? Never. I'm real laid back dude. And people who know me personally know I'm a laid back dude and I crack a lot of jokes. I talk mad shit like joking wise, and crazy shit come out this mouth. Seriously, I'm real laid back and I love to have fun. I love to dance. I love to buy my kicks, my hats. I love to travel. I love to enjoy life to the fullest. I don't have time to be angry. No, that's a waste of time. But when I do get angry, it's for a purpose and a reason. And you best believe I'm going to channel that shit and use it to its maximum potential. Therefore, when I go into these rituals, I go into these rituals with a warrior mindset, a Sith mindset. And that Sith mindset is predator versus prey. You either going to bow to me or you're going to defeat me and I bow to you, or you just defeat me. That's the Sith mindset. I'm not bound to no one ever again. I did that. Anybody who knows me knows I did that for years. I was a part of the Nuwapians. I was living on the land with Dr. York. I know about being broken and being made to submit. I know about being made to feel like you are not as powerful, even though you're told you're powerful. I know that shit inside and out. Therefore, I don't play that no more. I can see a manipulator before they even get going with the manipulation. I can see that shit right when it started. Because I was around one of the master manipulators ever on this planet. I seen the shit. I know because the shit was done to me too. So you think I'm gonna go from that mentality of being in that group, in that organization for that long, and just cave in and bow to someone else? Got it twisted. This is why my rituals, when I do the rituals, I'm not going in there, hail Satan and hail Lucifer. I go in there and put my name over Lucifer and saying, oh, blasphemy. This is how some people think still on this path. How dare you replace the name of Lucifer with your name? Why wouldn't I replace the name of Lucifer with my name? If my goal is to be a Lucifer, not the Lucifer, that's when you get delusional, when you think you're the Lucifer incarnated from thousands of years ago. That's when you twist it, bro. You done lost your rabbit ass mind at that point. And I've seen plenty of people claim and think they were the ancient Tahuti reincarnated. Yeah, but they're living in their mama's basement. I don't think ancient Tahuti was in their mama's basement. Nah. Anyways, so devouring is not always destroying as people think. Devouring is, in essence, an alchemical formula of transmutation, taking one thing, which is your weakness, and transmuting it into something that could be beneficial, like a strength. Okay, it can become a strength if you learn how to use it in a new way. Not all your weaknesses you have to get rid of, you know. You just got to learn how to use it in a way that can help you become more powerful, help you and benefit you in ways than it has for all these years, which hurts you. But don't ever feel like you're lesser than anything you encounter in this journey on the left-hand path. Whatever you open up in your rituals, whatever gateways have been open portals, whatever dark guys or demons you face, never feel like you're inferior. Never feel like you are at a loss. Never feel like you don't have the power. If you ever feel like that, you should just go back to Christianity with your with a blindfold on or deep dark sunglasses and not look back. Because you're in the wrong place, people. If you still bring that mentality here, you're in the wrong place. Oh, Ravana's crazy. How dare you? You're speaking blasphemous to these demons and gods. Fuck that shit. If you think like that, please don't talk to me. Please, just exit stage left. Now, please, because I'm not with that bullshit where I'm gonna take something that I just left which was placing things above me and merging with it, loving the divine and all this shit, to now do it over here now when I'm supposed to be addressing that same programming and overcoming it. Forgive me if I question, because isn't that what one of the number one Luciferian principles are, or the points of power is question everything? But I like to add the second part to that. Question everything, but more importantly, question yourself. Not just question yourself, brutally question yourself. You know, don't ask yourself questions you already know answers to, and you could just skip around a question without giving a real answer. No, ask yourself brutal questions like, why do I like to run from things? Why don't I like to face things? Why do I feel I'm weak? Why do I feel like I gotta be shy or hide or be behind closed doors or whatever? Why am I afraid of my own power? Why am I afraid to be horny? Why am I afraid? Why am I this or that? You know, because there's answers to all that if you're brutally honest. You know why some of y'all don't allow yourself to have sex the way you want to be honest? So some of y'all feel if you have sex, you're gonna lose control. That's really why. So that means you feel like you don't have power enough over yourself, that you just gonna go butt wild crazy, just humping. May be true, but how would you ever know if you don't confront the situation and challenge yourself? How would you know your weaknesses and strengths if you never breach beyond what you allow yourself to live in? You know, the porter's boundaries, right? If you never go beyond that, how do you know what's on the other side? How do you know how do you know that you're not stronger than you are letting yourself be if you don't cross that line? If you stay within that line, you playing it comfortable. Left-hand path is not to be comfortable. If you sitting in this class right now feeling comfortable, you ain't doing the work. I'm just being honest with you. If you're still sitting in this class right now feeling comfortable, I don't mean sitting in your chair feeling comfortable. I'm talking about work-related, ritual-related. If you sitting there feeling too comfortable, you ain't doing shit. You should do this work to challenge yourself and make yourself feel uncomfortable, so you could push yourself beyond these comfortable zones, these comfortable areas of our life that we just get too comfortable, and then lackadaisical, laziness sets in. You should be pushing yourself to feel uncomfortable every day. Like, damn, I don't know what to do next. What should I do? This is so crazy. I don't know what to do, this and that. If you have to ask yourself whether to do it or not, you most likely should do the shit. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening. You'd still be in your comfortable zone, sitting there, licking some ice cream, saying, oh, life is good. Everything is wonderful. Yeah, no, it's not. You ain't challenging yourself. You should feel uncomfortable. You should feel chaos. You should feel extreme shit running through your mind. These extreme thoughts just like pushing you to break these limitations and boundaries and borders we sit in so nicely and comfortable. You want to know why people are miserable in a relationship? Because they want to break those borders and boundaries, but they're afraid to do it. Because I'm afraid to hurt someone else. But here's the problem. How do you know your partner doesn't want you to break those borders and boundaries? Because they're just as crazy as you are, but you fuckers never talk about it. So you think your partner is conservative and all this shit, and oh, they're just so nice, and you know, they're just so good, and just such a good guy or such a good girl. Meanwhile, she over there thinking about having twosomes, threesomes, foursomes, and all kinds of shit. You don't know. You ain't bringing up the subject because you want to be safe and nice. Yeah. Problem in the left-hand path, people don't explore what they should explore. So you basically waiting for Jesus to come to you and say, hey, it's okay. Go and explore. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Go explore. No, Jesus ain't coming to you. God ain't coming to you. Allah ain't coming to you. Papa Legba ain't coming to you. None of that shit coming to you. None of them fuckers are coming to you. Because this is your decision only. Break free. Learn to devour your shit and say, you know what? This is the time of my life where I'm going to leave all that old shit behind and just say, come on, bring it on. Let's go. I'm ready to face all this shit. Bring it. Let me tell you the difference between left-hand path mindset and right-hand path mindset. When we see some shit pop up in our ritual work and in our lives that we know we have to face, and left-hand path, this is what we do. Bring it. You know, in the Matrix, when Neo would go like this and Morpheus, that's us. Bring that shit. I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's tango, buddy. Let's tango. Right-hand path would be like, oh, just meditate that away. Just ignore it. Just release it into the universe. Yeah, you know what the universe is gonna do? Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna send that shit right back to you because your ass is just playing dumb. You're just playing dumb, bro. You just face the shit. That's all you gotta do. If you're not in this work, you should have found out some crazy new shit about yourself. You want to know how you really start knowing you're digging deep inside your subconscious? When you find out you had a fetish you never knew was there. You're like, damn, I didn't know I liked that shit. How is it I like that shit? Because you just do. You're a human being and we like certain things. We get attracted to certain things. We're aroused by certain things. And how's that a problem? Oh, I know why it's a problem, because it's not the norm in society. Therefore, I have to conform and sit within this nice structure that makes me a nice little servant in society. That's why. So this is why people don't explore things. That's why they don't ever really find out craziest things about themselves, because those crazy things are just as much as a part of you as you enjoying pistachio ice cream. It's just as much you. The problem is that is suppressed or ignored because of whatever reasons are in our mind. That's just as much as you. You know how I know? Because if it wasn't, it would have never come up. It never would have revealed itself if it wasn't as much as part of you as anything else. The problem is it's been sitting there so long that eventually the work brought it up, and now we tend not to want to face it, or we make excuses why we shouldn't face it, or blah, 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 all this shit. So let's say you're a man, you do this ritual work and you find out you have a foot fetish and you like women's nice toes and feet. You like to have her toes painted, you know, maybe white, her toes painted in white, or you like her toes painted in neon colors, whatever the fuck it is. And you find out you like to kiss toes. And what's the problem? Are you embarrassed of that? Are you not accepting that as a reality in your life and you want to just ignore it now? Or you may have enjoyed this your whole life, but now you finally accepting it and embracing it to a reality beyond what you're used to, and you find out you enjoy that shit more than you thought. Now they're going to call you Mr. Sucktoes. Who knows? The problem is you would never, ever find these things out if you weren't doing these rituals. And now that you have found them out, enjoy it, embrace it, merge with yourself. That's what shadow work is all about. It's not discovering the most traumatic parts of myself so I can boo-hoo and cry about it. Oh, woe is me. I can't believe it. My trauma, my pain. That's what this newfound so-called shadow work is bullshit to me. Because people sit in their misery with the shit now. Oh, I have to discover this part of myself. I'm doing so much shadow work. That's not shadow work. That's a little portion of shadow work. Now that you discovered it, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to confront it or let that shit go right back inside you and stay there suppressed? And therefore ruin your life again? Or are you going to confront and embrace it? Confront and embrace it. I'm gonna share the difference too when you start really accepting your path and enjoying your path, this left-hand path, as opposed to when you're still struggling with it. On the left-hand path, when you really know that you're really loving this and passionate about this work, is when you stop trying to create these nice little compartments about yourself. This is what I mean about that. You'll find out the good, bad, ugly, and beautiful about yourself, and you're fine with it. You've accepted it. You've accepted that you just may be an asshole, and that may never change in your life. And you're fine with it. You are more fine with it than you ever thought. You are in love with the fact that you are an asshole. And do not care what anybody else thinks about you, because the number one weakness sometimes for people is they care what other people think about them because they have acceptance issues. They want to be accepted so bad that they change who they are and should have embraced to be accepted by people who never really care about them. That's when you realize that shit. That I love every part of me, regardless if I'm an asshole or not. I enjoy being an asshole because that's genuinely me sometimes. Doesn't mean I'm an asshole all the time. It just means that I can be an asshole and I'm fine with it. I'm not trying to erase that out of my life. I am genuinely fine being an asshole. And I'm speaking of myself. I'm genuinely fine being an asshole. I do not care. If you have a problem with it, that's your issue, not mine. I've dealt with my issue when it comes to me being an asshole. If it bothers you, rubs you the wrong way, that's your issue. That's something you need to address within yourself. I generally enjoy being an asshole when I have to be. Am I an asshole all the time? No. Sometimes you need to be an asshole, because if not, you're going to literally keep getting bent over and done up without grease. It's not a pretty feeling to be used and abused and manipulated because you're just too nice. You just turn the other cheek all the time. You don't know how to be aggressive, so you're passive. That's when you start to realize how much more in love you are with yourself, how much more passionate you are about this work, because you generally find out I'm perfectly content with all these aspects of myself. Perfectly content. I'm perfectly content that I love booty. And I should not be shunned or made ashamed of that reality. Oh, but you're whatever they call that shit. I forgot the word I'm using for, but you're, demeaning woman when you do that. No, I'm not. I just generally like a nice ass. What's the problem? I'm not trying to fuck every ass I see. So what's the problem? See, this woke cancel culture is making everything so fucked up that people don't know whether they're coming or going nowadays. They don't know whether they got rid of every black image that you could think of that supposedly had a negative connotation to it. And now you're not going to hardly find any black images at all. That could be a problem in the future. I generally also know other fetishes I have. I love women that have nice legs, defined calves. That's my shit. I fucking embrace all that shit. Now, ask yourselves, what do you like? Y'all in this class and in YouTube land, ask yourself, what do you like? Can you be brutally honest about it? Can you really say, okay, I generally just like this, and no one is gonna ever demean me about that, demean me for that, or make me feel wrong because I like it? That's your choice, what you like, and it's a part of you. Embrace that reality. Because then when you stand in front of these darker forces, you've accepted all these realities about yourself. There's not much weakness left that you could be manipulated and played with. So you are standing there strong as the God you are, able to devour these darker forces. You're able to devour these darker forces. You're no longer being devoured. The more you pray, the more you're being devoured. The more you offer things to these gods, the more you're being devoured. Because you're literally sending up your energy with it at the same time when you pray to these gods and goddesses. You literally are sending your energy up or out or around you to these dark gods or goddess demons or whatever to devour you because you're putting your energy behind the offering. It's that easy. It's that simple to get you devoured. It's easy to devour you like that. Because they sit there waiting and say, okay, look at this human coming here. Look at this human ass coming here, trying to open this cliffa of, let's say, a Rab Zarak, and Bao sitting there like, look at this weak ass motherfucker coming here, trying to offer me some fucking goddamn fruits and shit. Do I look like I fucking want fruits? That's what Bao's saying. Do I fucking look like I want fruits, bro? Give me some of that motherfucking steak. Take that vegan shit out of here and give me that motherfucking steak. That's what Bao's saying. Some of you motherfuckers are so vegan, you're fucking bringing fucking fruits to a guy that don't fucking give a shit about fruits. And he's like, look at this dumbass coming with this shit. I'm gonna fucking eat this motherfucker's breakfast, lunch, and dinner with this dumbass shit. Don't believe me. You will get there one day and see that shit for yourself. If you haven't already encountered shit like that. You will see that shit for yourself. Like, what the fuck are you bringing me? I don't need that shit. Give me some sex energy. Give me some blood. Give me some shit. This shit ain't doing nothing for me, man. You either get devoured or you devour. If you really are a predator, you will devour. If you're not really a predator, then guess what? You will be devoured. Therefore, this is why I feel many people do not stay in the left-hand path. When they come in here and they eventually do the work and get deeper into themselves, they tend to leave the left-hand path because they were weak, fluffy. They were faking the funk. They weren't sincere about their journey. They were just curious and nosy trying to find out some shit. And their asses got devoured and got kicked right out the motherfucking door. That's why a lot of them leave. They just got to be honest with themselves about that shit. This is not a journey for the weak. This is not a journey for the weak of heart. This is not a journey for those who are quickly made to submit. This is a journey for those who got some balls, some big iron cast balls. That's what this journey for, iron cast ovaries, all right? This is what the journey is for those people. It is a journey for those who want to put their Superman cape on. Not some tights, though. I just can't get with these dudes wearing tights. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck what the woke culture says. I am not with dudes wearing tights, dog. I'm just not with it. For that, put on a tutu. No, I'm not with that shit. Just being real. All right? So anyways, grab your shit and man up, woman up. You be that warriors. A lot of y'all are here because you're warriors. This is why you've lasted this long in the classes. This is why you've taken multiple classes. This is why, for those who went through the Sith, you went through those 14 challenges. This is why you're here. Because you are a warrior, a demonic warrior. A demonic masculine warrior or demonic feminine warrior. You are like, if you're a female, you are like that Kali. Kali went into a bloodlust, killing demons, humans, anything that stood in her way. She was taking them out. Sometimes you gotta be like that. Shiva said, whoa, big mama. Whoa, you devouring everything now. Slow it down, son. Slow it down. So what do? He said, you know what? I know it's gonna make Kali, I know it's gonna make her calm down a little bit. So he, he laid on the ground, showed his stuff. She said, damn, son, that's why her tongue hanging out. No, I'm playing on that part, but that's why her tongue is there. She's just like, woo, she was packing some heat. So she got on top of him and said, yep, I'm that bad bitch. I'm running this shit. She just sat there and said, you know what? Gotta do what you gotta do, because you just devouring it, so I'm gonna let you just do. But we bring you back so you can be more conscious and aware of your shit, because you just done lost your rabbit ass mind for a minute. But everybody, Kali, I love Kali. Yeah, which Kali? Oh, I know. Most people like Kali Ma, which is one aspect of Kali, the motherly aspect. But those same people who love Kali Ma forget that before Kali Ma ever existed, she was a ferocious, demonic feminine warrior. And she will always be that ferocious, demonic feminine warrior. So don't flufferize her and make her so nice with this new age fluffy mentality, because she's a demonic feminine warrior and always will be. Sure, she's motherly. She can be nourishing and caring. But overall, she's a destroyer. And she's a warrioress. That's what it takes to devour the gods. That's what it takes to be like Set and be the greatest of gods, is to devour the gods. But before you can devour the gods, devour your shit. Devour yourself before you could devour the gods. Because that's where the war lays at, within yourself. Everybody's so caught up on this external war that they're getting so strung out by conspiracies. Yes, there's conspiracies, there's truth in conspiracies, but there's also falsehood in conspiracies. And one thing I learned about conspiracies is that I've been studying conspiracies since 1989. Just as many truth you find in conspiracies, just as many falsehoods. And here's what else I found out. A lot of the conspiracies are put out by the very people that you're trying to expose. What do I mean? Let me say it clearly. So if there was such a thing as Illuminati, the Illuminati is putting out the very conspiracies you're spitting out of your mouth, so that they can always keep you off track, always keep you guessing, and always trying to figure out what's the next conspiracy. So people get caught up on that. They get caught up on UFOs. They get caught up on angels. They get caught up on all this external stuff. Meanwhile, their internal world is just deteriorating. Take the journey inward and master your shit. Because then you will learn the power you have to create an external world, an objective world that is created solely by you, and therefore you can benefit and prosper greater than ever before. But as long as you get so caught up in the COVID, the pandemic, the conspiracies, the Rothschilds, the this, the that, you are not focusing on the true work, mastering yourself. Mastering yourself is not a part-time job. Sorry to say that, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's not a part-time job. It's a full-time job, mastering yourself. That means every moment of the day, you are constantly going inward and mastering your shit. You could be enjoying the day, having fun, and then you're faced with a moment where that old program and that default program comes up, where that default habitual behavior comes up. And you're back to square one again. So you have to always be doing work on yourself. So when that does occur, if that trigger hits, you don't fall. That trigger hits, you devour that trigger and stay in control. Devour your shit. That's where it starts. Then devour the gods, so that you can be your own God. As long as these gods exist in your mind, you can never be a god. because you will always think they're greater than you. This is why Pharaoh Unas devoured the gods. There was a purpose for that. The purpose was, as long as these guys exist within my mind, in the position and status I give them within my mind, I can never attain the throne, my own throne, because I will always feel that they're greater than me. So you have to devour them to reach your throne. Otherwise, you will always look at something outside of you as having more power potential than you. We have to really pay attention to that. Am I still externalizing this reality? Am I still worshiping? Am I still waiting for something to happen? Why are you waiting for something to happen? Make it happen. Listen, before I even got on the left-hand path, consciously got on the left-hand path, I was doing left-hand path things at 18 and 19 years old. You could ask my peoples. I'm still in touch and good friends, my best friends that I've known since I was 18 and 19. And I've shown the pictures to some people on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, Instagram. Y'all saw that when I had my hair looking crazy and all that shit. I still am in touch with a couple of them brothers that I've known for a large part of my life. And they will tell you, even now when I was 18 and 19, I always was of the philosophy that I'm not waiting for shit to happen. I'm gonna make shit happen. I'm not waiting for an experience to happen to me. I'm gonna make my own experience happen. I'm gonna create the situation where I can experience what I need to master my shit or to grow and develop in life. I've always had that mentality since I was 18 or 19. Always. I never wait for shit to happen. And even then, even when I was in the weapon, I still question the shit out of some of the shit that was taught. All is, I am. Okay, so my problem was with that situation when they used to say the affirmation is, why are we still placing something outside of myself? Yeah, but it's not, because you're all too. So then why can't I just be me? I am. Isn't that the greatest power coming through that affirmation? I am. So why do I got to say all is I am? See, you still externalize it. Oh, we got to merge and become one with the all. Why? I used to say that shit when I was in the Wapian. I had a set mindset back then. Why? I don't want to merge into anything. I used to have a problem. Even when I said affirmations about this shit, I had a problem. I always wanted to reach my own apotheosis, separate myself from the bullshit. Are you ready to face yourself? Are you ready to devour yourself? This is why I chilled out with the classes this week, is because starting in September, I told you I'm coming with the heat. Some of the shit I'm talking about tonight is because that's the heat that's coming. You're going to start doing some work that you really going to face some shit about yourself, and you're going to have to confront some shit about yourself and devour that shit, and then you're going to have to devour the gods. You're going to face some real heat about yourself. The work's going to get intense. You're going to go into the darkest places. You're going to open gateways to the darkest shit you could ever imagine. Because I'm taking the wheels off of the bike, let's say. Now we are unleashing the gates of hell. We're opening the gates of hell and unleashing the hounds of hell, as they say. The demons of hell, that's what the word going to do. Your own personal hell. So you better be strong to face your own shit. You better be strong when you find out the craziest shit about yourself. And now I say, oh my God, I can't believe I get turned on and aroused by something like that. That's so evil and wrong. Really? Who said it's evil and wrong? Oh, religion? Oh, society? Oh, your parents who were taught by religion and society? Oh, who were taught by their parents who were taught by religion and society? Oh, and there goes the trail, so on and so forth, all the way back, all the way to the present. And you're going to carry that into the future too? Or you're going to say enough is enough? I gotta let all that shit go. yes, the left-hand path African magic class is coming soon too. But the reason I don't bring up the African magic, all that shit a lot, is because people, and I trust me, some people in these classes, some people, who've come through these classes, different things, y'all still have a fucking religious mindset. I'm not lying. Y'all have a religious mindset because people seem like, okay, they can't let go of the Africanisms. And you, of course, you don't have to. That's your racial connection and pride, sure. But if you're not able to let go of certain things like that because of that, you ain't ready to do the real work then. If you still feel you need Obatala, Oshun, Ogun, Yamaya, so on and so forth, if you still feel you need that to grow, you're missing the big picture. As a Black adept, you could use all this shit to grow if you know how to turn it into a left-hand path perspective. When we do the left-hand African magic class, I'm not gonna teach you how to do offerings to Obatala. I'm not gonna teach you how to fucking do certain rituals with Obatala. I'm gonna teach you how to devour Obatala to be Obatala. Because real Ifa puts you in a position where you become Obatala. Not what we have here in the West, where we still always grab on worship Obatala forever. No, becoming Obatala is the journey. But some of us still have that African mindset and all those African superstitions and traditions we learned in those religions that you have to literally devour that shit. Just like some of y'all, before you even got into these classes, should have burned your Bibles. Some of y'all still have Bibles at home. Oh, yeah, I use it to study. No, you don't. You use it because you still feel you need it in your house, because you still feel you need to read it and study it, because you still have a Christian mindset somewhere deep inside you. Burn the shit. Destroy the shit. Throw it in the fucking trash and prove me wrong. Record yourself doing the shit, damn it, and prove me wrong. I bet you some of y'all won't. Yeah, you two people, some of y'all won't do it because you come and watch the video because you want some knowledge, some shit. You know what I'm saying? That make you feel good. This ain't a feel good path. This is a fuck you up path. Fuck yourself up path. Face your shit path. That's just what this is about. And devour shit path. All right. So, any questions? Dawn, I'm coming to you first. Any questions, Dawn?
No, not today.
No? I am
Are you
totally
shocked?
shocked, Dawn. I'm shocked.
Not today.
Cool. I'm sure you'll save it for one of the other classes. I know you're coming with the next class. You're going to bring it. It's all good, Dawn. Thank you. All right, Necro, any questions?
I don't have any questions. You were just on point tonight. That's all I can say. You just on point, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
You welcome.
All right. Demetrius crazy. I just read what he put there. All right, Jonathan.
Nah, no questions. You was talking that shit. Nah, none.
All right, cool, bro. Appreciate it. Shemaine.
Hello. No, I have none.
No, I know you're saving it for class too. I'll just prepare.
No,
myself.
you're on point tonight. I have none.
All right, cool. Thank you. Demetrius.
Greetings.
What up?
Making sure I'm able to be heard because I don't have Wi-Fi in this new space yet.
No, you good? You clear?
All right. Well, you mentioned something about the whole concept of worship and all that, and this is something I wanted to talk about for a moment. The dangers of that, especially on this particular path. depending on what you get involved in. Well, especially in vampirism, the concept of worship. One, the undead gods, especially when you get in contact with them, have no love or respect for any of that shit. You know, basically you become food. You're a thrall. So therefore, that could be very dangerous when you're dealing with either well, since we're talking about vampirism, the undead gods, but in other paths or traditions or branches of sorcery and whatnot, they'll have certain, well, I guess you would call them almost spiritual elders that won't respond well to that either. You know, because you're supposed to be strong. There's the level of respect is a respect amongst predators. We respect each other's space. It's like being, in a gang, you respect each other. But if you drop out of that space of being, on your square or on your game, then you become food. So then you get led on, led down the path. There's all of this delusion that happens because we've seen that people thinking they're this, that, the second coming of whatever, and they're being basically devoured right before your very eyes because they've gotten involved with some bullshit and didn't know what they were doing. But we're not being as strong as they're supposed to be. So that's a danger. So you've got some of those aspects. I mean, we all have little traces of whatever. So that's what we do. We work on that. It's advisable to even just go in there and just examine yourself and start clearing that out, because you start going into certain spaces, portals, whether it's the cliff off or whatever it is, or even darker. That kind of garbage will start to come up, and that will start exposing you to certain things that you don't want to be exposed to, like that when you have those kinds of weaknesses. You want to handle those ahead of time. So good talk tonight, though. But yeah, this some of this woke shit, like I put in the chat. I'm very over a lot of that. That's been working my nerves here the last few weeks, hearing people talk about Nibiru, and I'm like, why does this always seem to come back? Like every few years, people talk about that. The one person said something to me about, the storms in Florida and all this other stuff. This is because Nibiru is closest. I'm like, no, nigga, this is because we live in Florida. We get storms all the time. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm talking about apotheosis of development. He's talking about this bullshit.
Yeah.
So
Big facts.
I have to like temper myself sometimes with that. I'm just like, you know what? I'll talk to y'all later, in a few weeks.
Pretty much.
So,
Listen,
but yeah, I mean that's really all I had this year was about that, the concept of giving your power away to some external source. The only time that actually makes any sense if there is like a communion space where you are giving of yourself, like blood, and they're giving of themselves too, which is basically their blood too. And when you're doing that correctly, you'll know what it is. And even that's a little dangerous too. But it's okay. That's just this path is not for the same. So
definitely not. It's for the credits. All right.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, and he's right about that Nibiru shit and all this. Let me tell you about the conscious community. It's being in there so long. Every 10 years, every 15 years, there's a gateway opening. There's a conscious shift happening on this planet. Nibiru's coming back. There's always some shit that they're waiting for. See, they replaced Jesus coming back with Nibiru. Nibiru's here. Nibiru's around the corner. Nibiru's there. Yes, the Anunnaki. Yes, the reptilians. Yes, this, that. See, that's all that externalizing. That's giving your power away. We're always waiting for something. Yet, I can tell you, 1993, nothing happened. 2000, 2003, nothing happened. Remember in 1999 going to 2000, Y2K, get ready, everything's gonna crash. Well, guess what? We're in 2021, shit still ain't happened. 2012, there's supposed to be a shift on this planet. The planet is gonna shift, the planet is gonna be destroyed. What happened? Not a damn thing. Oh, 220, 220. And you know how their excuse is? Oh, see, I feel more aware. I was enlightened with the power. You know, I was transformed. You just don't understand because you haven't been transformed. No, I understand. You fucking rabbit ass crazy. That's what I understand. So keep that shit over there. But hey, that's the reality. All right. Emperor Ja, what up, bro? Any questions?
No questions tonight, son. Fire.
All right, appreciate it. Asabi, any questions? Let me guess. Asabi's gonna say she has no questions. Watch. Asabi, any questions?
No, I actually have questions.
Oh,
I always have questions.
wrong.
I have questions.
My psychic ability is fucked up. Damn. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So cool class. Cool class.
All right, cool.
So like I have questions about the Black Serpent clan. And I also have questions about the Necromancy class because the main one I was interested in is the Necromancy class.
All right.
Even though you referred me to the African witchcraft class, I just felt like I don't know, like with the whole vampire class, it's starting to put things in perspective, like definitions to things that I already realized that something's off with it, like in the whole voodoo culture, like how people really get devoured in that. They really get devoured. Like people die, like really die, like instantly, like soon come. So these things are very real. And I think it kind of pushed me to a corner where I'm very careful of how I move. Because any wrong move, especially when you're working in a group, it's like a chain. It could like the idiots could pull you down, like almost like with the COVID vaccine, like, oh, it only took five people to wear masks for it to be like, hey, I need everybody to wear a mask, you know? But I feel like I'm gonna I'm gonna keep continuing the route that I'm on because it's very beneficial for me, but I still want to inquire on the necromancy class. Like I know you said that you'd be working with demons in this class. In any aspect, I don't want to get weird or anything, but in any aspects will you be teaching, not so much working, but at least teaching about like the chemistry behind that at any point?
Yeah, before we get into rich work, I tried to, for some time, build and create the foundation of necromancy. Then from there, I'll start to build and add more to the foundation so that before any ritual work is done, we have a greater foundation and understanding. So we'll discuss various aspects, the history of necromancy, the purpose, things of that nature. And then we'll start getting into the work, but that's not going to be right away. There'll be little homework assignments here and there, but that's basically gathering the tools you need. Like you need a skull on your altar because that's a mouthpiece or gateway to communicate with spirits, things of that nature.
And
So,
like on what days will that be? Like if I'm continuing a class that I'm already in, like how does that coincide? Like,
well, normally I try to do the classes every other week. So that's why I do vampire class 1 week, then take that time off, because that time off while you guys are doing your work, unless you're in the other classes, I'm doing another class. So I try to alternate and have classes 1 week and then the other classes the other week so that they don't conflict. Sometimes it gets overwhelming, so they will conflict, but it just happens sometimes. But so let's say I'll try to do a necromancy class on a Wednesday instead of a Saturday. So whoever shows up, shows up. Not they have the recorded version. So it doesn't conflict with a class they have on Saturday. You get what I'm saying? So Shemaine was in my necromancy class before, and that was just like more the beginning foundational class. And people they had to face certain things that they had fears about. Shemaine, didn't always like going to the graveyard. Now she probably lives there. But, I'm just saying, those kind of things could be small, but they could be big when you're about to actually have to go into the graveyard and be like, oh shit, I need to sit here for hours Yeah, because you got to get accustomed to the very thing you may have fear about. You understand? So yeah, I try to have the classes where they don't conflict with each other. Spread them apart. Yeah, and Shemaine just said she didn't like the tricksters that she had to deal with in some of the work. So yeah, that happens. But we discuss tricksters before you actually do the work, so you know what to do when you encounter a trickster. Okay.
All right. And with the Black Serpent clan, like this has that order or that that clan has already previously been established.
No, we're working on putting it all together before we actually start initiations and everything else. So it's coming together now. That's why it's not fully out.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't want to do it and then have people still as newbies trying to, you know what I'm saying, be in a coven if they haven't really fully understand what vampirism about. I dealt with that with other vampire groups where I went and spoke to them and stuff, and some of the people really did not know Left Hand Path, what it's about, the philosophy, and they didn't understand it. And I didn't want to repeat that. I want to have people to understand the foundation of vampirism, what it is, you know what I'm saying, how to use it, how not to use it, things of that nature, so that when the clan is formed, then we can do work together. The purpose of having a clan is to do work together, which then increases the power of feeding, which then increases the power and energy that you have at your disposal. And I've said this before in other things, it's called ambient feeding. Ambient feeding is when we all go to a location and feed off of people in that location. And then you channel it through each other, even though you may be all across, let's say it's a dance club. So we may be surrounding the club, but we're all separated, but we're in a circle around the club. We're able to channel that to each other in a circle, like a chain. After we've all fed together, we keep that energy circulating. So before I do that, you know, I have to try to, you know what I mean, get more of the foundation to understand it. Okay.
And I did have more questions about the Black Serpent clan, but I know this is on YouTube and I like secrecy and I don't want to ask too many questions. So I'll ask you.
Just hit me up. Yes, just hit me up. I'll do my best to answer it. All right.
Hey, sounds good. Thanks.
All right. All right. Bye-bye. Tamika. Tamika must be at work. She don't answer right away.
Hello?
Yeah.
I don't have any questions. No, I'm in the middle of cleaning my room, so I'm like, been moving ever since.
Oh, okay. You got any questions?
No, I don't.
Cool. Thank you. All right. So let me repeat the announcements one more time. Just in case, you know, people miss it. In YouTube land, you'll hear it twice, so you have more clarity. All right. So, first thing, starting in September, which is right around the corner, the Necromancy class begins. The Necromancy class will deal with all various aspects of necromancy that is not fluffy. Let me clearly say that, because necromancy in itself has been made fluffy. It's been made into video games and cosplay and blah, 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 blah. No. We're going to deal with the true darker aspects of necromancy. We're going to deal with spirits, binding spirits, because a lot of people just, oh, I just want to work with the spirit, you know, I just want the spirit to be, yeah. Keep that fluffy shit out of here. We're going to bind the spirit if we have to. I'm not asking you to do the work, meaning the spirit. I'm telling you, you're going to do the work. If not, you will be devoured. It's a big difference. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. Well, then don't come to the class. If you still want to play kumbaya and hopscotch with the spirits, it's not the class for you. We're getting into some real dark shit, and you're going to open the death current even more. You're going to experience your own death through ritual work. You're going to know what the tricksters are or not. You're going to open up the gateway to these different towers that are going to help you reach different levels of apotheosis within yourself, but you're gonna have to die many deaths to do that. Not physical deaths, spiritual deaths. You're gonna die many deaths, and you have to experience each and every one of those deaths so that you can be reborn or transformed. This necromancy class, like all my classes, lasts 6 months or more. Why? Because I don't believe in just doing short, abbreviated classes. I feel if you're investing in yourself in a class, I should give you the best I can of it. And I'm allowed to share and give as much as possible so that you could then know which way you want to take your journey. My goal is not to have people, stay with me forever. My purpose is for y'all to all become your own gods and have your own classes in time. If you choose to teach, that is, or create your own covens or clans, an extension of the one we all belong to, whatever. The purpose is to create gods. That's what the purpose of these classes are. Necromancy is just one other magical system that helps us reach apotheosis. Second, the comedic vampire class will begin in September as well. What does this mean for the current vampire magic class? What it means is this. If you're in a current vampire magic class and you're not sure if you still want to continue with vampirism after the class is done, meaning you want to be initiated into the Black Serpent clan, the coven, then you stay in that regular class you're in now, where we just continue with the gnosis, you receive knowledge about it, and then you can do what you want to do after that. For those who really want to journey and be initiated and be a part of that, then the comedic vampire class will be perfect for you. Because we're going to start with the foundations of Kemet and vampirism, foundations of India and vampirism, the foundations of Sumeria and vampirism, and that's where our 3 focal points are going to be at. But predominantly Kemet, ancient Egypt. Okay? And there you'll get new information beginning on the vampiric path to eventually become a set, a satuk, a vampire and a god in your own right. And after that class, comedic vampire class is over, which is going to run for a while, then we will do initiations for those who want to do initiations. Okay? So if you don't feel like you want to journey past this class, all good. Just continue in the class you're in and we'll finish that up by the end of the year. Those who want to really be initiated, learn what it's like to feed as a group, learn what it's like to do group rituals as vampires, learn what it's like to really live like the culture of vampires, live that life, be that day in, day out, 24 hours a day. For those who are a Sith, this is perfect because the Sith culture is very much vampiric and you're going to learn how to intertwine the two greater. Comedic vampire class is for you. All right. Now, as far as the journey of the Black Adept Conference at the end of the year, and the end of October, as of right now, it's still happening. But I'm going to reconfirm with Beniti and then post it on Patreon as an announcement if anything has changed. As of right now, it's still happening. Okay? It's still happening as of right now. The Left-Hand Path African Magic class will be down the road a little ways. But these 2 classes are beginning in September. So therefore, do not sign up until September 1st. Let me say this again, because there's always one in a bunch that does this. They'll sign up August 31st and then get hit August 1st. Patreon will tell you you've been charged for the month, but your next charge is September 1st. No, do not sign up in August. Sign up September 1st. Few days after that, the first class will be. So you don't want to miss it. And if it don't come hit me up later, oh, yo, I missed the class in the startup date. Yeah, you fine. You could join, but you missed out in that first real important class. The first class is always very important. And you want to be there for the live class, not the recording that is put up there later. So September 1st, sign up for the Comedic Vampirism class or the Necromancy class. Don't miss out if you really want to be in it. And do not sign up on August 31st because you will get hit again September 1st. I have nothing to do with that. That's how Patreon runs their system. So do not direct your anger at me if you sign up August 30th and then get hit again September 1st when I repeated this like 3 times in this video alone. I think 4 times already. Sign up September 1st. Okay? And then be ready. Now, by tomorrow or Sunday, I will have the Comedic Vampire class on the membership level. The Necromancy one's already there, and the books that you need are already there. So do not ask me what books I need. It's already on the description of the Necromancy class. I'm going to do the same for the Comedic Vampirism class by tomorrow or Sunday. It will be there. All right, so sign up September 1st, and then I'll let you know about the Journey of the Black Adept Conference. Remember, always either devour or be devoured. The choice is yours, so choose wisely. All right, infernal blessings.